I saw it first in the cafeteria. A glance, the slight smirk she didn't mean to hide. It wasn't aimed at me, or so I told myself, but the air shifted. Something sharp scraped against the edges of my calm. She waved at someone across the room. That someone laughed too hard, leaned in too close. My chest tightened. My mind worked faster than my mouth. Why did that laugh sound familiar? Why did my stomach twist? I caught her eye for a fraction of a second. Panic, maybe? Or guilt? She smiled, perfectly composed, and looked away. But I saw it. The hesitation, the flicker, the crack. And then came the message. Can we talk later? It's important? I didn't answer. I didn't need to. My mind already knew. I replayed the last few weeks, memories twisting into patterns. She had been unusually attentive, always near my friends, but subtly. The compliments that felt genuine now smelled faintly of poison. Every time someone laughed at a joke I made first, she was there, feeding it, redirecting attention. I remembered the group project. My ideas, repeated in meetings, suddenly celebrated, but with her name floating above them. The birthday party she claimed to help plan, she had undermined me quietly, ensuring my favorite traditions went unnoticed, while she received praise. I tried to deny it. I wanted to. I wanted to tell myself it was coincidence, or paranoia, or me imagining patterns where none existed. But the evidence was stacking, subtle and cruel. The glances, the whispers, the sudden closeness between her and my friends. Too coordinated, too intentional. I felt the first surge of something I hadn't named. Betrayal. A betrayal so personal it struck like a knife, precise and deliberate. I began to watch, quietly. Not overtly, never overtly. She had to stay unsuspecting. I scanned messages, overheard conversations, observed her interactions. Notes jotted in secret, patterns cataloged. Every laugh, every small lie. She thought I didn't notice when she passed a note in class, smiling at someone behind me. She didn't see me memorizing the timestamps, logging the details, connecting the dots. I stayed calm, detached, like a scientist watching a controlled experiment. Every day I rehearsed the confrontation in my mind. Every scenario played out, her surprise, her panic, her excuses. I knew exactly when to strike, and I waited. Patience is power. The proof arrived quietly, a thread of messages I hadn't expected, left exposed on a shared device she forgot to lock. Names, plans, admissions, everything. I held it in my hand, cold, heavy, precise. When she came into the room, smiling like she always did, I said nothing at first. I simply placed the phone on the table. Explain, I said, my voice flat, controlled. Her eyes widened. No, this isn't what it looks like, she whispered. I didn't flinch. I didn't argue. I let the silence stretch, suffocating, unbearable. Her facade crumbled like dry paper. Every carefully constructed lie, every calculated smile, exposed. I watched her panic silently, the betrayal mirrored in her own eyes. I didn't scream. I didn't attack. I didn't cry. I let the truth do the work. Everything, I said. You tried to take, manipulate, erase. You failed. She trembled, searching for an argument, a justification. None came. I stood, and slowly, deliberately, I walked away. The group watched. My friends, who had been swayed, now hesitated, seeing the reality in her faltering expressions. I didn't explain. I didn't justify. The damage had been done. The exposure was enough. Every step I took was measured. Every breath was calm. She tried to call after me. I didn't look back. Her empire of lies lay shattered. She had underestimated patience. She had underestimated observation. I sat later, alone, tracing the edges of the silence. No tears, no satisfaction, only clarity. Betrayal leaves a mark, but power, once regained, is heavier than pain. I didn't need her apology. I didn't need her guilt. I walked forward, clean, precise, detached. The lesson wasn't vengeance. It was certainty, control restored. And somewhere in the quiet, I knew I would never trust that easily again. Good. The cracks in her smile remained, and I walked past them, untouched, untouchable.